In this tutorial, we learn how to solve first-order differential equations using Euler's method in Scilab. Say we have to solve a first-order differential equation, which may be any general differential equation of this form, with the initial conditions given to us. On the basis of this, our problem is to estimate the value of y at, say, xf. This is the problem. In order to solve such problems, we have to choose the step size. We can choose any step size and then we can adjust its value depending upon what is the desired accuracy. Let's get started with how to solve such first order differential equations using Euler's method. So these two equations form the basis of the Euler's method. Using these two equations, we estimate the value of y. So let us see how it is done. We start forming the table, something like this. And initially, we say that the value of x, we call it as x1, is given to us in the form of the initial condition. These two values, x0 and y0, are given to us. And on the basis of this, we have to start iterations and compute the final value of y at xf. In the second step, we have to estimate the value of x, and using equation number 1, x2 will be written down as the previous value, which is x1 plus the step size. And from the equation number 2, the value of y will be estimated and we call it as y2, and y2 will be equal to, from equation 2, y1 plus h times the function evaluated at the previous coordinates x1 and y1. This completes the second step. In the next step, we have to again compute x3, which will be x2, the previous value, plus the step size, and y3 will be equal to y2, the previous value, plus h times the function evaluated at x2 and y2. So we have to do this process for n number of iterations. So now the question comes, how to compute this n? To compute this n, we have to use this formula. So n will be given by this. Xf is the value of x, the final value of x, at which we have to estimate the value of y. This is the initial value which is given to us, and h is the step size. This iteration will continue for n number of times, and then finally xn will be our xn minus 1 plus h, and from the equation number 2 again the value of n will be estimated. Now let us try to understand how these computations can be done using the Scilab program. Let us take the specific case of the differential equation which we have to solve. Say we have to solve this differential equation. It can be any general differential equation. And the initial condition is this. So that means at x equal to 1, the value of y is given to us as 2. And we have to estimate the value of y, say at 2.8. It can be anything. This is the problem. As I told you, the step size we can choose initially. So initially we will choose the step size as 0.2. Now if we have to program this problem, first thing which we have to do is we have to define the function. And looking at this function, we see that it is a simple function having only one statement. And over here the return variable is equal to x plus y divided by x, which is nothing but the differential equation we have to solve. If the differential equation changes, then we have to make a corresponding change in the function. Second thing we need to give in the program are the initial condition. So the initial condition is at x equal to 1, y is 2. So we are storing the initial condition, say in the variable x0 and y0 respectively. And then our problem was to estimate the value at 2.8. So we are using xf variable where the value of y has to be estimated. And we are using h variable for the step size, and we are taking it to be 0.2. We have completed up to this point. Next thing is we have to find out the value of n, the number of iterations which we have to perform. Over here in this part of the code, what we are doing is we are storing the initial condition x0 in the variable or the array x, and y0 we are storing in the first index of the array y, and the n, the number of iterations, will be computed using this formula. After this, we have to use this for loop because we have to do the computation for the n number of iterations. So we are starting from 1 to n. When I is equal to 1, then what will happen? X2 will be equal to x1 plus h, which is quite similar to the second row which we see over here, and y2 will be equal to y1 plus h times the function evaluated at x1 y1. In the next iteration, when I will become 2, then x3 and y3 will be computed, and so on. And once all the values of x and y are computed, then we are displaying those values using the variable z, and then using this plot2d command, we are plotting the estimated values of y using this particular command. So let us execute this program and see what do we get. We are getting this as the table. So the first column is representing the x values and the second column is representing the y values, the estimated values. And if we open the graph over here, we are seeing all the data points which have been plotted. So what we have to do now, we have to compare this result with the exact result. For that, we have to include some more statements. So now we'll compare the estimated y values with the exact values. For the differential equation which we are solving, the exact result is this. We are computing this value and we are storing this in the variable y exact. And then we'll plot x versus y exact values using the continuous curve because here we are passing the positive integer. Then we'll compute the error between the exact value and the estimated value, and then we'll tabulate the result. So let us execute it. On execution, we see this is the result. The error over here is 0.17 at x equal to 2.8. And if we look at the graph, this is how the graph looks like. So we see that the exact value is not matching with the estimated value. Now how we can improve the result? We can improve the result by changing the step size. So let us change the step size and reduce it. Say if I reduce it to 0.02. And on execution, we see that now the error is 0.017, whereas previously it was 0.17. So we see that the error has reduced to a greater extent. And if we reduce it further, the error will be reduced. But we don't have to reduce it too small because otherwise the computation time will be very high. So let us do it and see what do we get. So the error further reduces, but the computation time increases. So do not make it too small and do not make it too large. Keep it moderate so that you are getting the estimated value which is close enough to the exact value. Let us see if I remove this clear. If I just comment this clear, what happens? Say if I change the step size to 0.2 and try to again execute it. So we see that we are getting exactly the same result. There is no change. So we have changed the program and we have reduced the step size. Why? Because I have commented the clear now. So this clear command over here is very important. Why? Because it removes all the variables in the workspace. If you don't remove the variables, then you will see that you will get exactly the same result. Now let us uncomment it and execute it and see what do we get. You see that now we are getting the results for the step size which is 0.2. So this clear command is also important. You have to remember this. This is how we can solve first order differential equation using Euler's method in Scilab.